Hey guys, it's Emmy Rose here, and this is the first video I'm posting since 2014, which those videos are for me only now, which is fine. But I know that this video is going to be a little bit different. It's kind of a weird one to come back into YouTube with. I am planning on doing a lot of gaming videos, which some stuff is coming. It's just gonna be a minute. I have some technical difficulties to iron out, whatever. So for now I'm just gonna be vlogging, which I hope one day to get to a point where it's just this channel. It's just for me and for my vlogging, and have another space for my gaming videos. But for now they're gonna be together. It's gonna be a weird mishmash, it's gonna be a weird thing. So today I am reviewing the Flex Cup. So I used this for the last week, and I vlogged it. I vlogged my experience, I vlogged my time using this and how it was. So we will go into that now. So I just inserted a menstrual cup for the first time, which is the Flex Cup, and I have to say it is so comfy. I don't feel it at all, and having a really good experience so far. When I first put it in, and I wasn't sure if it was in right, so I pulled it out, but it was a really easy entry and exit, especially for somebody like me who has never ever used a menstrual cup. So I have so much anxiety and I didn't know what was going on, so from never using it before, so I decided instead to take it out really quick and just see what was happening, and it was the easiest pull and out and dump and clean and put back in. So you just pull straight down and make sure to do it quickly so you actually break the seal, because I watched a video about a girl who said that she pulled it out too slow and didn't end up breaking the seal, which is like my biggest fear. So I did that, and when it came out, it comes out perfectly where it just dumps directly into the toilet, and you might get a little bit of blood on your hands, but like, get real, it happens. It's part of your period. It's great. Love that. And so now I've had it in another hour and I have literally not felt it at all. It's not uncomfortable, it's not painful, it's not anything, and it's a really easy insertion. And the the ring that goes through it that breaks that suction really doesn't affect how it goes in. But then again, I've never used another cup, so it's been pretty easy and pretty not a hassle, which is number one for me, especially working and having to be on my feet all the time. I work in retail, so it's something that has to be quick and easy, which it is. And I like, if you're like me and worried it's not sealed, you can actually run your finger around the underneath of the lip and feel that it's all the way around secure and good, and you're gonna know if it's not in right, because it will leak, because the ring has to be put in like so that the seal is created, so that it doesn't leak into your underwear. So I don't know, I'm gonna try it through tonight and overnight, and I guess we'll update in the morning. Awesome. I just changed my menstrual cup from overnight, and it's easy, it's simple. I mean, there's really not much to it. But last night, there was a point when I did change it before I went to bed that I had some difficulty getting it back in, but then again, I'm still learning and still don't necessarily know what I'm doing at all. So, but yeah, no, this morning was pretty easy. I just washed it with a bar of soap yesterday, but I mean this morning, but it's not just a regular bar of soap. You can't use that. You have to use a specific oil and fragrance free soap. So that's what I did, and put it back in, and yeah, I had no leakage, no any problems at all last night. And most of the time with overnight pads, if I sleep in the wrong way, then I leak all over the place, and you all know how much that sucks to clean up. So yeah, I mean, definitely a way better experience so far than tampons and pads have been for the last 5 years now. So definitely worth my money and time, but that's also, this is only the second day in the morning, so I will update you guys later. So after I put the cup back in after emptying it this morning, it just hasn't been sitting right, and I've had a little bit of leakage and a little bit of problems, not very comfy, and I think it's because my cervix is a little bit low. So I just basically Captain Morganed on the toilet and put it in, and it feels a lot better. But before I was just sitting and like putting it in, so yeah, I don't know. It's kind of discouraging, but also like still a learning curve, so I guess I have to just get to know the patterns of how my cervix is moving to determine if this cup is really going to be right for me, which I really hope it is, because cups are expensive, and I don't have hundreds of dollars to buy a bunch of different ones to try them, so hopefully it ends up working out. So yeah, just a little update. So day, wow, I already lost count, 3. It's Thursday. I started my period on Tuesday. And yeah, so second night, all good. No leaks, no problems, no nothing. Yesterday was really interesting, really rough, honestly. I don't know what was going on. It just wouldn't sit right, wouldn't hang in there. It would, but I don't. It was weird because there's a lot of times I would feel like I was leaking, and so I would check, and if you feel like you're leaking, I learned you are leaking. But it's not like a tampon where if you put it in and it's put in wrong, it's this super dry cotton pill shape that you're like ripping out of an already dry area after, you know, taking another one out, possibly. I mean, that's for me anyway. So this is nice when you put it in wrong. This is a silicone. It's a really easy out, and out, rinse, put it back in. Every time that I took it out, I did rinse it, just because it does get blood on it really easily. It's black, so it's hard to see that there's blood and discharge and mucus and different things on it. So my sink luckily is right next to my toilet, so for me it's really easy to do that. It may not be that easy for you, but in the pamphlet it says, like, if you're in a public bathroom, like, don't worry about washing it out, like, just grab a few squares of toilet paper and just like wipe it out. I haven't had to deal with that because at work I have personal bathrooms, at home I have a personal bathroom, and I don't go out very much, so nice. But yesterday I could not get it to sit right for a long time. I would kind of leave it for like 15-20 minutes. I'd feel leakage. I'd take it out, put it back in. Finally, when I Captain Morgan stood with my foot on the toilet seat, I finally got it into a point where it created a seal and it wasn't leaking anymore. And so basically I just left it alone for like as long as possible. And I think I took it out and then I got home and I was laying on the bed, which I'm sitting right next to, but I was laying on the bed and my boyfriend like came up to me and we were like tickling, wrestling, whatever. Well, I think I might have let some air in, which broke the seal, which made it start leaking. So when I immediately stood up, luckily my bathroom is right here, this nice super echo probably, and when I stood up I was like,
I just stared at the wall and I was like, something's wrong. And like, I just knew immediately that like I needed to take it out and put it back in, but that was fine. So it says to change it to, you know, take it out, put it back in 2 to 3 times a day. You can wear it up to 12 hours. I haven't. Then again, I get super anxious and super like worried about it, but I don't think I have a heavy enough flow to even overflow this cup or having issues with that. But once I got it in yesterday, it was fine. And then last night, I mean, it's still a learning curve for me though too, so like that could just be because like I still have no clue what I'm doing and like still figuring it out, and like obviously will for the next couple of cycles that I have. But so far it's been great, especially overnight. I like that so much more, because overnight pads and I are not friends, because I hate feeling like I'm in a diaper. It's been interesting, definitely a learning curve, definitely something you really need to be used to, but when you're going into this, if you've never tried a menstrual cup at all, I honestly would start with this one. But that doesn't mean that it will work for you either, because everybody's body's different and everybody's vagina is different. But this is great because I don't have to worry about the seal and the suction that is created on the cervix heavily with other cups. Like I've heard with the Salt cup, the Diva cup is like obviously apparently the worst cup to like possibly get right now, which is really interesting because it's like the OG, right? But that's like not on the table. So I didn't want to have that issue. That's why I just decided to get this one, and honestly it's a really small shape. I will show it to you when this is over, and explain it a little bit more, because I know I haven't done that. So when I'm done, I will show this to you. I will show the cup to you. It's really not that big. I got the slim fit. They do make the regular fit, but I am slim, very, very slim, very small, and also I've never given birth, which is kind of something that they really measure cups on. So heavy flow after giving birth, that one would be better for you, but the slim fit has been perfect. I wear super tampons normally, so it's been about an equivalent, and it's really been really nice. Especially looking at my box of tampons and my box of pads and being like, you know what, like I don't ever have to throw that away. Like I don't have to create more waste. I don't have to feel disgusting. Like this makes me feel not as gross, which is interesting because it is like that absorbing your blood, it just holds your blood. But like really I feel more hygienic, but I don't know what's happening really down there. It's been interesting because when you take out the cup between changes, you can definitely feel bigger I don't know, waves of blood, mucus, whatever coming back with it too, like flowing still. So with like tampons, I guess I felt cleaner inside, which I don't necessarily think is a good thing. With tampons, it was always like super dry, super not great, and toward the end of my period I always get my cervix always drops super low to the point where I could just like never get a tampon even in, and like that's only started in the last like 6 months, so that's been hard for me anyway. So I'm excited to see how Flex Cup puts up to my really low cervix, because that's been my biggest issue, but it's not nearly as long like as a tampon. Like a tampon's about that long, and like the cup's probably about that tall, with the ring, which is supposed to be on the outside of your body. It's a little bit longer, but I'll do a side-by-side comparison. But it's been great. I just am still learning, but so far on the 3rd day I recommend it. So I'll probably update either later today or tomorrow once again, because I didn't really need to update much yesterday. It was, other than when I was really struggling, really degrading. I guess it just makes you feel like, wow, why can't I do this? I just want to do this, and you just can't. So if that's what's happening to you, don't feel alone, because I at least feel that. But no, I'm really excited to keep getting better at this and keep mastering the fold, and you just have to be, like, I've just learned you have to be really comfortable with like being able to put your fingers inside of blood and trying to get the cup to sit right and sit where there's suction and actually inside of you where you don't feel it. So it's definitely something you have to be on board with. So there's a lot to it, but also it's really simple at the same time. You really don't have to read into it that heavily, but I'm making a video about it, so read into it as heavy as you want. But no, it's really worth it. Worth the $50. I don't remember exactly. I'll pull that up and put it right here, hopefully. But anyway, it's worth the money so far, especially because I would have gone through probably 12 tampons by now, if not more, and 2 overnight pads, which are literal diapers, and also I will leak out of if it doesn't sit right, which how can you guarantee that when you're dead ass asleep? You can't, and that's why Kotex and I are like not really friends. And I've had a tampon fall apart inside of me before. I have called Kotex. I have had them had to send me free coupons for a free new box, which was super stupid, and they were very concerned about lawsuits and also my health. So if that does happen to you too, call Kotex or call whoever tampon brand you use, because they will send you not only free coupons, but they will also are very concerned about your vaginal health, and if you were positive, everything came out of you. So when that happened, that was kind of like my turning point where I'm like, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to keep doing this, but I was still really scared of cups, and now I'm older, so it's kind of like, yeah, it's just time, and we'll start now so I can use it for the next who knows how many years. So really excited to see what the next few days bring. Hopefully not as difficult as tomorrow, tomorrow, love that, not as difficult as yesterday, but easier, and only continues to get easier. So guess we'll see. Okay, well, I'll see you guys later.
So it is the 4th day of my period. I just woke up, so I'm like exhausted, but took it out this morning and I washed it with my bar soap, which when I was rewatching the videos that I took over the last few days, I just called it a bar soap. Well, it's actually a cleanser, so it's a gentle cleansing bar of soap. I didn't know what to get, had no clue, and so I was like, I went to my local pharmacy because we don't have like Walgreens or something, which probably where you can probably find something like this. I was trying to Google it while I was in there for like soaps for this, and they said like a Cetaphil gentle cleanser can work. Baby soaps work, not shampoo, don't get shampoo, but baby like soaps work, and then also Castile soap, I'm pretty sure. So the soap bar that I got, I'll show you, I just used it, but Purpose is what it's called. Looks pretty rough because I just used it, but it was only like $3 cleansing bar, and it's oil and fragrance free, so it definitely won't irritate your very, very irritable area. So I have used that twice, and I normally wash it in the morning before I put it back in for work, and it hasn't caused any irritation. But I also make sure to really rinse it really clean with hot water, and it works out really well. I found actually that I have better luck putting the cup in now standing, squatting, like it just, that way I avoid my low cervix problem, because putting it in sitting can be kind of tricky, I'm finding, and that's where I can't get the cup to sit right all the time. So if you're really having an issue with that, the Captain Morgan position is great with your foot on top of the toilet seat, but also standing and like doing a little squat is good too, and that works pretty well for me.
But so far, I feel like the cup shape is right for me. It's not uncomfortable. It doesn't feel too long. It doesn't feel anything. I'm not bothered by the string, the O-ring, or the ring at the bottom, because it's shaped kind of like a diamond. Like I said, I'll show you guys when it's over, when it's really clean and I'm willing to handle it like that. But no, wonderful. It's really been great, especially overnight. Like I've said that now for the third night in a row, but had zero leakage. I'm comfortable sleeping. I'm not worried about leakage onto the sheets, onto anything. I feel very secure at night, which is when I felt the least secure before, because pads don't move with your body, believe it or not. And I can only sleep on certain sides because of some joint pain. So sleeping on always on like my right side would cause it to like cause the pad to like bunch up, and then I would leak all over everything, and that is such a pain to deal with and clean up and have to manage, and it's just not great. So having something that completely eliminates that issue is great. Also something that you're constantly flowing through things instead of just trapping, pulling. I feel like that's where the TSS comes from with tampons, is that it's in your body for so long and there's so much fluid being soaked up that the longer it's there, yes, obviously it can create some issues. But I love not having that anxiety with the cup, since it's silicone, since it's medical grade, since it's not cotton, that I have no idea what else is in it. Like, I started looking at the ingredients on my tampons, and yikes, I don't know what some of those chemicals are, but that's something like, and I've been using the same tampon since 13 when I first started. So that's been 5 years now. Yes, I am 18, almost 19, but, and I never looked at it. I just, it's just part of it, right? Like possible toxic shock syndrome, which is terrifying. And so after looking at those, that's when I just decided, you know what, I'm buying a menstrual cup. Nobody can stop me. I'm an adult. I pay taxes. I'm buying a menstrual cup. So yeah, no, it's been really good though. And I know I keep saying that, but seriously, like I can't stress that enough. That is going really well for me. And especially seeing how many other people have struggled trying to find a cup fit that works for them, between, the Lena, the Salt, the Diva, the this, that. I ran out of names, but seeing so many people try so many different kinds and having awful luck. I'm really glad that I'm having a good first experience ever, and I also don't feel like I'm going to be having to purchase another cup that will be a little more fitting. I think Flex Cup really thought about that and nailed it. I mean, they really killed it. It's a really, really comfy cup. So yeah, might check in later, probably won't. I'll be out of town, but it'll probably be the same stuff. So we'll see you soon. First, I look awful because it's Sunday and I need to take a shower and whatever. Anyway, so I haven't talked to you guys since Thursday? Don't know. But I went out of town for the weekend, and I had my first public bathroom experience of changing the cup, which was awful. And that's just my personal opinion. But wiping it off with toilet paper really isn't the best. It's fine. I mean, it's not like I had any issues like in a public bathroom. Luckily I was in like a big one, so like there was no noise, because sometimes the cup can make squelching noises and just wet noises. That sounds disgusting. But it's really not awesome. If I don't have to change it in public, I'm definitely not going to ever again, because the toilet paper in public restrooms is so thin that it just rips,
especially when it comes into contact with a lot of liquid. I felt like the cup wasn't very clean after I wiped it off with toilet paper, and all I wanted to do was just rinse it and like actually clean it off. But that didn't happen. So I drove home after being like, we were far enough away where it's a couple of hours to get there and back, and so basically I changed it there and then waited till I got home and immediately rinsed it. And so today I don't have it in, so I took it out this morning and there wasn't very much blood, so I don't have it in right now. So this is the cup. Pretty straightforward. I cleaned it this morning, so it's clean with my bar of soap. But this is the ring that this is the ring. It's not uncomfortable, obviously very malleable once it warms up to your body. Even if you have it in, like, your vagina's here and it goes like that way, it doesn't necessarily hurt. It just kind of does its own thing. I try to make it go in this way. It doesn't always work. So this is what it looks like from the top. So that's the string that goes down. And so when you clean this, they want you to pull it through and clean it without the ring in there, which is nice because then you can really get through all of it and make sure it's clean. There's markings in here. You're not going to be able to see them, maybe just a little bit, but they can tell you how much is in there. I never was able to look because it just flops into the toilet, but in the pamphlet there's multiple ways to insert this, and I couldn't figure out the other way. The only way I did it is I just folded it in half, like this, and yes, it's kind of big, but also like your vagina stretches enough to give birth, so this really is not that bad. But no, this thing has been awesome, and the shape has been the right one. It's really been a great experience. Overnight was my favorite. Definitely never leaked. I wasn't moving, so it wasn't possibly breaking the suction, seal, whatever. But my least favorite experience was the public bathroom. So if you can, absolutely grab paper towels, get them wet before you go in the stall, and then wipe it off. Don't wipe it off with dry toilet paper. It will just kind of attach itself to the blood, and then it's just this bloody piece of toilet paper stuck to the cup. Mine was stuck in the inside, and like this is in contact with the inside of your body for hours. So I was really conscious about that. But you have to always make sure like the ring is sitting like perfectly in there, because if you have it out too far, then you will not have a seal. So yeah, but anyway, today's my last day of my period. Yeah, we're about 3 months in the future of me editing this video. Trust me, I know. Life is crazy. I'm a full-time college student, and I also work full-time, so I don't really have too much time to focus on YouTube as much as I wish I would. I would love to transfer more into that being more of a full-time thing for me. I really enjoy it, but that's not what this is about. So the Flex Cup I've used a couple more times now, since it is so far in the future, since I vlogged that first week of me using it. A few things that I found is just like, at the end of my period, my cervix just drops way too low to be able to put anything in. It doesn't matter. And that's not the Flex Cup's fault. That's me, my body, whatever. So I'm excited to use this new period product. It's called Thinx underwear. These are the small hip huggers in the color Dusk. That's more like a blushy purple. Hopefully that focuses. I don't know. Try to hold it up. I really need to take these tags off. But it just came in the mail today, so please don't come for me. But on the inside it has a completely black lining to avoid staining, which is really nice because you never know. You can feel though where it's just like a normal lining, which is like right about here, it's still in this like waistline, but then you can feel on the crotch and majority of the butt that it turns into a big, more padded area. So the hip huggers are a moderate
collection. So they say, I think that it's 2-3 tampons. How much? 3.5 teaspoons. So yeah, I can't do math. Yeah, so probably about a tampon or two. So I'm probably going to start using those at night instead as well, because for me, I don't love having something in my vagina for 24/7, which is pretty much the entirety of my period. I do have a 7-day period, which sucks. But I don't like to have it in all day, all night. No time for my vagina to really clean itself out. So that's the one thing I really like about pads over like tampons and my menstrual cup. So I'm using kind of the rest of the pack that I already had, which is terrible, and I feel awful because I really just want to quit down on my waist, but also quit down, wow, I want to cut down on my waist, and so hopefully when I'm done with that pack, I'm never going to use them again, and with the period underwear, that's definitely going to help as well. So putting those hand in hand, I'm really excited about. So yeah, let's get into the ouch.
Didn't realize how far away I was in that intro. Don't have a monitor yet, but I do have a nice camera, so we're working with what we have. So anyway, yeah, that was my week. It was interesting. There were Sundays where I was ready to cry and lose it and give up and hate this thing, but I decided not to. It was great. It was honestly a really good learning experience, and the longer that I had it in, the more that I put it in and took it out and did that, the better I got, and the better experience it was for me. Overnight was my favorite part. The whole thing was great, but overnight was especially great. All of it was a good experience. I know I've said that 1,000 times probably in every single one of those vlog clips. Love that. I'm gonna hear about it. But I recommend this highly. I had coworkers and my sister ask me about it, about my experience while I was using it, because I let them know that I was planning on switching, and I'm gonna tell them how it was too. And I think, for me at least, it is so nice to have and try the first one that I've ever used, and it works out for me, because not everyone's shape is. So something else that I didn't do yesterday that I wanted to do was compare the actual tampon to the size of the Flex Cup, and so they end up being about the same length. So wow, that was probably really, really close. But they're about the same length. The string obviously is going to be longer on your tampon or whatever, but the thing that really is going to be tough for some people is this width difference. Especially also incorporate your finger width, because you will be guiding this all the way up with your fingers until you can't anymore. But quite thin, and my finger's probably right in the way. But the tampon is quite thin, and this is not. I really liked it. It has really soft silicone, really soft, really, it doesn't press hard on anything. Sometimes it sat right in the center of my bladder, which would make me have to pee a lot, but if you can get past that, that's not too big of a deal. But 10 out of 10 would recommend. I'm sure you've had endless amounts of ads about this on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm just saying, just buy it. Just buy it, because it's worth it. And it's worth never having to use this again. So if I never have to use this again, I can't wait, because I'm always terrified of TSS, or toxic shock syndrome. If you don't know what TSS is, but the reason that is for me specifically is because my aunt has MS, which they think was a direct result of TSS from a tampon. So I'm glad that this can't cause that. You can find a really easy oil and fragrance, or either bar soap or like actual pump soap, but it's a cleanser. It needs to be an oil and fragrance-free cleansing soap. Go to your local pharmacy, just ask somebody there, because that's what I did, and she got me bar soap and it was not irritable to me at all. Cleaned it really well. It is clean. I mean, it doesn't probably look like that because my desk is disgusting and I have a cat who gets hair on everything. So the next time you see the ad on your social medias, just buy it, because it's going to be worth it, unless it doesn't fit for you. But you don't have to be afraid of that cervix section. You can break the seal. It's comfortable, it's soft, it's everything that you can ask for in a menstrual cup. So this is my first video back. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want me to try other stuff out like this, please let me know. I'll try to get it. I'll try to do it. Just know not always will I be able to follow through, but comment down below if you're going to try this, or if you have another menstrual cup that you really like, and make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, I love you guys very much, even though there's probably like 5 of you so far, but that's okay. I love you still so deeply individually for supporting me, and I can't wait to put out more content for you guys. So let me also know in the comments what you want to see. I will probably do it. So I will talk to you guys later.